Leadership transitions are difficult and complicated, and in many cases there are emotional pieces of it that leaders don't consider in terms of their own transitions and what their lives look like after they move out. And one of the things we found in this article is that there are some best practices that leaders can consider as they make their own transitions. One of which is be clear on your own transition plan. What is next for you as you make your transition? The second one is make sure that you've laid an effective groundwork before you make the transition. So things like reinforcing your culture are critical. Having a clear vision for the organization are critical, and we see those as foundational to make a transition work. And the third factor that is essential is leave enough time to make the transition. We highly encourage leaders to think at least 7 to 10 years in advance of their actual transition. And that will be shocking to a number of leaders, many of whom will believe that it's as simple as identifying your successor. Maybe you take a 6 months to a year to get them ready. You introduce them to external relationships. You make sure the organization feels good about them. But what we found is that it takes longer than most people think. It takes longer to develop talent. It takes longer to make sure that they've built the critical relationships that they need to be successful, both external as well as internal relationships. And then we also encourage a long timeline because it is highly likely that you will make some mistakes when it comes to the plan. You may select the wrong person. You may not be ready to go. The business may change significantly while you're in the middle of the plan. So the only thing we know for sure when it comes to transition is that your plan will change. So because of that, you have to have a longer timeline to be able to prepare and manage some of the detours that will happen along the way. That's why that long period is so important.